Hello again, this is Brenda Boggs. I was just going to make a quick video about my first day back to work after my 6 weeks of being off for recovery. So first things first, I went back. I had all kinds of stuff that I was taking with me. I'd made like a little flower arrangement for my desk. I've been making myself coffee before I go to work so that I don't have to do it at work. So here's what really happened. When I first started working at Toyota, they had Folgers coffee, and I loved it. It was delicious. I didn't realize I liked Folgers. And then they switched to a brand called Taproot, and I really liked it. It was really delicious. And then my husband, while we were at Aldi one day, decided to buy a French press. And then I didn't like the Taproot anymore, or the Folgers coffee anymore. I only liked the stupid French press coffee. And so I used to make my coffee at work, and so now I just go ahead and have 2 coffees made before I go to work and just go ahead and put them in the refrigerator. So I had my coffees with me. I had 140 pre-made, like I went ahead and had envelopes that I wrote my address, my name, my company's address on, and went ahead and put a card on the inside with 3 business cards. And I made 140 of those. So yesterday, walking into the dealership, I had like this basket and all of this crap inside of it, and my purse and my breakfast that I was still eating. And so I just felt like I needed to pull my car up, unload everything, and then like go back. Thankfully the golf cart came and got me. So that's the one time you don't want to avoid the golf cart, when they're trying to save your life so that you don't drop everything before you walk into the dealership. And my coworkers were like super fantastic. It was just so good to see everybody after that period of time. And one of my coworkers came and helped me carry my coffees to my desk, and everybody was just so kind and, hey, you know, we missed you. And out of all the places that I've worked, I think that this is probably the best work environment that I've ever worked in. And I know sometimes people would probably disagree with that based on their own perspective and their own lives, but for me, I think that this is probably the best work environment. And so it's just really good to see everybody and just be able to get back to my routine. So I'm just gonna kind of go through the day for you, kind of tell you how it went. I got there, laid all my stuff on my desk. You know, people kept coming by, hey, how you doing? And I'm trying to, you know, just keep going about, like, trying to get my stuff back where it needs to be and all that kind of crap. Well, then I noticed a customer standing by one of the cars, and he looked like he needed some help. So I greeted him, and he was like, you know, I really need some help. I bought an Avalon Limited a year ago. The salesperson didn't work there anymore. And apparently when the car was sold to him, if they tried to explain things to him, either they went too fast, or he just didn't understand, or they just didn't go over the stuff. I don't really know what happened because I wasn't there, but all I do know is that the customer didn't understand anything behind the steering wheel, all the different screens that you can go to, and he didn't understand any of the buttons on the steering wheel, and he didn't understand anything about his radio other than how to play music. So I spent probably about 45 minutes to an hour with him and explained all the different parts, and he, you know, felt really comfortable by the time that he left. I walked in, went to the meeting. We have a meeting at my dealership every morning at 10 o'clock, and they talk about the things that we did well the day before, how we're progressing in the month, how we rank among all of the other Toyota dealerships. And if somebody is making a mistake repeatedly, then they're going to say, hey guys, so do you understand the process of tagging in a trade? And they'll kind of like work through those things, and then they realize, wait, there's like 4 people in this room who don't understand. That's why we have a problem. And so they work through that, because, you know, as a salesman, there's a big turnover with people. You always have 1 or 2 new people in the room who, you know, just haven't gone through everything yet. So they kind of address those kind of things, talk about how many cars we need to sell for the day, how many Saturdays we have in the month. And just some housekeeping kind of stuff. So left the meeting, and I was on my way back to my desk. Granted, I haven't done anything. I haven't got my passwords figured out because I've been back for 6 weeks. I mean, I've been gone for 6 weeks. I forgot my passwords, you know, and it's already timed me out. Like said, due to inactivity, you know, you can't log in, blah, 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 go see your admin. And so I hadn't done any of that. And one of my sales managers walks past me, and he's like, hey, Brenda, you busy? And I was like, I don't know why I said no, but I was like, no. And he's like, well, why don't you help this gentleman? And so that went into the beginning of a car sale that lasted for, many hours. So I just like I'm like wiping everything off my desk, like, yeah, just come on over here. And I was able to make that car deal. It was a pretty easy car deal. We put the customer out on a tag for probably about an hour and a half, and he went and showed the car to his wife and brought the vehicle back, and we went ahead and got that taken care of. Went ahead and did the deal. So that was really good. As soon as that was done, I was like, it was so early in the day, I thought, man, sorry, that's a hiccup. I thought, man, we can go ahead and do another car deal today. But so I answered the phone. Customers call in and they say, do you guys still have that 4Runner out on your lot? And then they say, available sales, dial 100. And it's like calling into a radio station, like the first caller is the winner, and so everybody like picks up their phone if they're at their desk and they're not busy. And they pick up their phone and they dial 100, like hoping like, am I going to get the customer? And so I got the customer and I was pretty excited. So she went ahead and told me her situation. It was a bad credit deal. And I told her, yeah, absolutely. Can you come in right now? Let's go ahead and see if we can work through this. And she did. She came in. We made her fall in love with 3 different vehicles, but it didn't work out because of lack of proof of income. She made her own money, and some of the money that she was receiving in cash was not being declared, and none of it was going, not all of her money was going into the bank, so there was just no way to prove that the money even existed at all. And so we tried really hard for it was hours. I was supposed to leave at 6 o'clock yesterday because it was the day before my day off, and that's kind of a treat for us. We get to leave early, and I didn't get to leave until 8 o'clock. But so you win some, you lose some. We tried really hard as the best we could to work with that girl and to make it happen. Built a great relationship with her, and I don't feel like that's a waste of time because we have a relationship now. I'll continue to reach out to her along the way, and eventually, she's going to be in a place where she's able to buy a car if she comes across somebody who can co-sign for her. But it's a learning experience for me, figuring out, every circumstance with a customer is different. And it takes a while to start seeing the patterns and to see what is it that the bank wants and why did the bank do it this time for this customer and why won't they do it this time for this customer. And so instead of, just me being annoyed that I was supposed to leave at 6 o'clock today and and now I'm having to do this bad credit deal. I didn't feel like that at all. I felt like, I treated her, just the same as I would have treated anybody else. And I did my best to explain to her, why the bank was declining. I didn't just say, well, you're not ready to buy a car, come back when you're ready. I went ahead and explained to her what I understood about why the bank had declined her, and then kind of used it as a teaching moment. So even though I'm sure when she left, she felt a little bit defeated, she didn't just feel completely defeated. She kind of had an idea of, this is what I need to do next in order to make this process work. It's not the dealerships being mean, it's not the banks being mean. Here's what I've done, here's what I need to do to get to the next place. And so I genuinely like helping people. That's just my personality, that's just who I am. So that's a cool moment for me to be able to teach and say, here's where you need to go from here. And I don't really feel like I have much authority. Like, I want to do some interviews with some people on here so that you guys can learn about that. But I don't feel like I've been doing this long enough to really articulate, you need to do this, 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 and this. I probably could, but then I could also probably say, some incorrect things. So I am going to find some people, and we're going to talk about through all of that. And we're going to learn, the process a little bit better. And I'm going to learn to articulate it for you guys. So that was my first day back. Let me just tell you the negative to me coming back yesterday. Someone stole my chair while I was gone and then broke my chair, and so then I had to go find another chair. And then my trash can was stolen. I tell you, when car salesmen aren't there, the other people just scavenge and take all this stuff from their desk. They're like, oh, look at these pins. Oh, look at this stapler. Oh, look at this and look at that. And so I had to go retrieve my stuff, and now I feel happy about it all again. And my desk looks cute with my little flowers that I put up and everything. And I feel like I try to get everything organized, like with like all of my notes that I went ahead and made for my customers that I'm going to be sending out every week. So all in all, yesterday was a fantastic day back to work. And I'm interested to see what your questions are about, not my first day back, but what are your questions about selling cars, ladies? What can we help each other with in this area? And be sure to comment below if you have any questions. And thank you for watching, and stay tuned. Bye.